Are you aware of the impact of native bees to our ecosystem?
No, I don't. To be honest, I don't actually really know a lot about it until very recently. I wasn't even really aware that we had native bees. You hear so much about honeybees that that's sort of really all you really know about. So no, I don't really.
A little bit, I guess.
Nope, not a clue.
I was not aware of that, no.
Somewhat, yes. I did see the bee movie.
Do you know how many species of bees are in Australia?
I would maybe guess like 10?
7.
7?
Not an exact number, but I know it's a couple hundred.
I'm not 100% sure, but quite a lot.
8?
Did you know there's a species of bees that are blue?
I have seen blue bees before, but it was only very recently, and I actually thought it was a wasp.
What? Really?
Yeah.
No.
I didn't know about that.
Yes, I did know that.
That is sick. And no, I did not.
I assume there's at least one. I've heard rumours, but I'm very happy that this is true.
Yeah, no. Is there really a blue bee? Yeah, it has a blue back. Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
There is an estimate of 2,000 species of wild bees native to Australia. About 11 are stingless social bees, Atroblea and Tetragranella. Australia has lots of wild pollinator insects that are often overlooked. People don't realise the importance they play in our everyday lives. Native bees often lack attention as they're overlooked amongst the European honeybee colonies. Native bees are solitary bees, most of which live amongst a perennial colony. Bees in these colonies build and occupy a common nest. As it's not a community, they don't need to store honey. As opposed to a honeybee colony, they rely on the queen bee and store their honey for the cooler winter period. Australian native bees are more of an efficient pollinator due to their methods of collecting dry pollen, which is easily moved and allows them to cross-pollinate. Dry pollen is what they use to feed their offsprings. Honeybees are social bees. Their way of pollinating is not as efficient as they need to add nectar to their pollen, adding more layers and making a bigger pollen basket. The introduction of the Apis mellifera, most commonly known as European honeybees, was brought over in 1822. As not all crops were getting pollinated by native bees, but more likely it was with one sole purpose, to produce honey. Honeybees are an agriculture tool. They manipulate and adapt, they're managed and overworked. There will always be honeybees. The native blue-banded bees, teddy bear bees, great carpenter bees, and metallic carpenter bees can perform a special type of pollination called buzz pollination. These bees grasp the flowers and vibrate them with their flight muscles, making the pollen fall out from inside the flower's tubular anthers. A lot of native plants have flowers that need to be buzz pollinated in order to get seeds and spread. Native bees are best. Honeybees are able to attempt to pollinate native flowers, but in doing so, they end up robbing nectar. Native bees can even pollinate some introduced plant species. Flowers of tomatoes and eggplants only release their pollen when vibrated at a specific frequency. Overseas research suggests that native bees may be responsible for the large share of pollination in agriculture. They play an important role in the pollination of crops such as apples, blueberries, lucerne, alfalfa, and raspberries. Research in this area has only just begun in Australia. As our population continues to grow, there will be an increase for pollinators to source our food such as berries, nuts, edible oils, chocolate, and coffee, as we are dependent on effective pollinators. Like bees around the world, Australian native bees are under threat from habitat loss, insecticides, and climate change. With deforesting, we are also removing food resources for bees, as 70% of our native bees burrow in the ground, while the other 30% will nest pre-existing cavities such as rotting wood. We hope to increase community awareness of the existence and importance of our Australian native bees. They drive biodiversity through their pollination services to native plants and may also contribute to crop pollination and our food security.